Hello everyone, welcome to yet another gameplay experience video. In the last video we did 5, this video we are tackling Ascension. Now before I get into it, in case you are familiar with how we base our ratings, we take into account 5 concepts. A map's innovation, creativity, visuals, difficulty, and ultimately cons. And then after all that, we summarize everything and give it a rating out of 10. That is how the system works. So with that said, let's just get right into Ascension, and yes. From an innovation side, Ascension introduces a lot of new things. I believe 3 perks, which would be PhD Flopper, Stamina, and Deadshot Daiquiri. Along with that, it introduces Lunarlanders and also the Sickle. It brings back the Thunder Gun, so there's no new wonder weapon, but there is a new device called the Gersh device, and this is the first map with, or actually the second map, but the first map in Black Ops 1 with a decent Easter egg. So Ascension's got a lot of decentness going into it. On top of that, it also has a new type of zombie, and that pretty much sums up innovation. Taking a look at the creativity that Ascension adds, I think they did a pretty good job overall. PhD allows you to be immune to explosive damage on top of dolphin diving onto the ground to create an explosive blast. And Stamina up, increasing your sprinting durability and your speed overall. Deadshot Daiquiri automatically aiming at the head of a zombie when they approach. Those are all very creative ideas, and I think they're all executed very well. Taking a look at the Lunarlanders, a little bit tedious to use and a little bit tedious to unlock a Pack-a-Punch, but it's not integrated poorly enough for it to be a legitimate problem, so very slight nitpick there, nothing else. The only thing I actually have a gripe with would be the new boss that they added, which are the monkeys. They steal your perks. It's very obnoxious, very annoying. Taking a good look at the themes / visuals of Ascension, although the concept of where it takes place is cool, the aesthetics and the coloring are not cool in the slightest. They are quite bad, as you can see. The problem with Ascension is, first off, you spawn in the map in complete black and white, and you get to turn on color as you turn on power. I mean, that's kind of cool, but the color that we get is still this really undersaturated gray. It just looks horrible. I'm happy they updated it in the Black Ops 3 version of Ascension, but this is focusing around the Black Ops 1 version, so visually, they failed really badly. The visuals are terrible. In terms of difficulty, Ascension actually does an okay job of making it good to all players. Unfortunately, though, this map has actually earned the title of being a little too easy sometimes, because there's this really huge training spot to the right of where I am currently that is very, very open, and it's so hard to die, where round 50 shouldn't be a problem for you at all. Also, if you're wondering why I disconnected from Xbox Live, it's because my internet went for a second. Either way, though, the difficulty is good for all players, especially new players, but it's a little bit too good for new players and not challenging enough for advanced players. So, the difficulty's not bad, but it could be better. Taking a look at Ascension's flaws as a whole, I do not like the monkeys that steal your perks because it invalidates the use of almost every perk except Quick Revive and obviously Juggernog. On top of that, the visuals are absolutely horrible, but aside from big nitpicks, it pretty much ends there. So as a whole, Ascension does show promise as a decent map, with a lot of innovation and creative ideas put into this, and although the visuals do not hold out in the slightest, even for the time it was created, and the monkeys are pains in the asses, so much so I outright despise them, Ascension is still a decent map at the end of the day. So I will be willing to give Ascension a 7.75 out of 10. A good map overall, with some moderate flaws.